In the swirling darkness of near consciousness, Snake overhears some voices talking about how someone wants him alive.
I want no more accidents like that DARPA chief.
Wait, what was that about the DARPA chief? Shut up, horny wolf, I think there's some plot happening. When Snake comes to, you're staring up at... Oh no. Oh no. Like, 7?
Light!
You're free to look around during this part, but there's not much you can see, and it kind of ruins the mood if you do it too much. The voice out of sight asks if you know who he is.
Do you know who I am?
And I have to assume that he means in like a grander sense, like outside the context of just this mission. Snake heard you talking before, asshole. That nasally voice is hard to mistake. Like a good villain, Liquid takes this moment to monologue about how you stole his birthright.
What was rightly mine? The man who stole my...
But Ocelot interrupts because I won't stop fucking around with the controller.
Get it. Your body is strapped down tight.
Me? I'm the man you stole everything good from. And now, after the sacrifice of our brothers...
Wait, brothers?
30 long years, finally, the two of us meet. The brother of light and the brother of dark.
That's not a thing, by the way. There's no light and dark aspect to this in any kind of mystical, prophesied, or paracausal sense. It's just Liquid being a dramatic little bitch.
Do you need his DNA too?
Yes. I want a sample while he's still alive. We need it to correct the Genome Soldier's mutations.
Then we'll be able to cure them?
Mutations? What kind of mutations are we talking here? Like, some get weird eye colors and others get skin cancer? Or like, the Emperor purges you and your entire legion and we never speak of it again kind of mutations? Are the NGSF soldiers about to start sprouting bone arm weapons? So there's something going on with the gene therapy process used on the NGSF troops that's causing some kind of nondescript mutation, and besides that, there's something afflicting them that they need Big Boss's DNA to cure. And the US hasn't given in to their demands yet. Maybe they're holding out hope on Snake, even though they'll have definitely lost contact with him at this point. I think. I don't know if the codec can be remotely activated, but I wouldn't be fucking surprised at this point, and these guys definitely would have told them, maybe even shown that they captured Snake. There'll be another play here. I guess it just doesn't involve me or capitulating to the terrorist demands.
They're all hypocrites, every one of them.
Is that your opinion as a Kurd?
Whoa, Liquid, that's racist, right? Hang on, let me check something. Okay, well that's what they're actually called, but I don't like how you said that. Also, why does she sound Russian?
They always put politics first.
That's right. That's why they want to avoid any leak about their precious new nuclear weapon.
Boss, it looks like our friend is awake.
There definitely is a resemblance, don't you think, little brother? Or should I say, big brother? I'm not sure.
Dude, you're fucking twins. Does it really matter?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. At least you're not getting hung up over pointless bullshit and holding petty grudges for stuff that you don't even fully understand yourself and are at least partially responsible for, despite being confidently incorrect about it all the time because you're just a hateful, spiteful little cunt. Oh, wait! So finally face to face with Liquid Snake, played by James Flinders, he reveals that you're the last surviving sons of Big Boss, and that is a very loaded statement that we don't have the time or series experience to unpack right now, and he doesn't elaborate because of course he doesn't. He's called by Vulcan Raven to tell him that the US government still isn't giving in to demands, and...
Then what?
Well then, as you say, we're both coming through fine. Good. Well, it's good that you're fine then, and I'm fine. I agree with you. It's great to be fine.
Oof, those idiots! All right, Raven. I'll be right there. They're not responding to our demands. We launched the first one in 10 hours as planned.
Damn Americans.
Looks like you read them wrong.
Something's funny. Normally the Americans are the first ones to the negotiating table. They must think they've got something up their sleeves.
So it's come down to it, has it? We're going to launch that nuke and ride it all the way into history.
Yeah, someone here seems a little excited for the Doomsday scenario.
I've got to take care of some launch preparations. You're in charge here, Ocelot.
What about you? Want to stay for the show?
I'm not interested. It's time to feed the family.
So you prefer your wolves to my show, huh?
Yeah, probably because you keep calling it your show, you fucking creep. Between you and Mantis, I'm surprised Wolf is willing to be alone in a room with any of you. Before Liquid goes, we get another glimpse into the truth behind the DARPA chief, with Liquid telling Ocelot not to screw up like he did with Dannison. Ocelot says he didn't expect Dannison to be so tough, and Liquid mentions the mental shielding and hypnotherapy he was supposed to have, which means he did have it. So why did Dannison say he didn't? And what actually killed him? Did they just torture him so hard that his heart gave out? I mean, Ocelot tortured Baker as well, and the same thing happened to him, so I don't know. Post-torture, cardiac-based killing could just be his MO?
Boss, what about that ninja?
He's killed 12 men. Whoever he is, he's some kind of lunatic.
12, yeah, that's... Shit, man, what an animal, am I right?
Bastard took my hand. How could he have gotten in here?
Perhaps there's a spy among us. Mantis is dead. We've also got to find out what killed Baker and Octopus.
I'm sorry, Baker and who? So if we're following this right, Ocelot actually did kill Dannison during torture, RIP, and it was instead Decoy Octopus,
Master of Disguise,
who we met in the cell back in the first building. I guess that would explain why he was so desperate to know about mission details and what else was going on. Also, all of this is being discussed openly in front of Snake, who isn't actually dead yet, you know, and the boss of this whole operation is just about to walk out of the room, so like, have you guys just never seen a movie before? Jesus Christ, you are the worst terrorists. Anyway, now that they've finished seeding you with just so much intel and insight into what's going on, Liquid then leaves you in the capable hand of Ocelot. Haha. No, seriously though, he's gonna torture the fuck out of you.
Torture? This is an interrogation.
As you wish.
Oh, yeah, he does not give a fuck about the distinction.
See you later, brother.
Your woman is still in this world.
Holy shit, are you fucking serious? You put a high caliber round through both of her legs and you just let her bleed on the ground for ages before taking her in? When did Foxhound change its hiring requirements to include must have at least a decade's experience in fucking sadism?
Once she picks a target, she doesn't think about anything else. Sometimes she even falls in love with them before she kills them. Finally, just the two of us.
Snake, things are looking rough here for you, bud. I guess it just means it's...
How are you feeling?
not bad. Caught a nice nap on this revolving bed of yours. Too bad I was sleeping alone.
I'm glad to hear that. This is some bed, all right. I'm about to show you some of its nicer features.
You know, this may very well be the beginning of the weird Ocelot cross-snake subsect of the fandom.
Washington was taking quite a chance sending you here. Someone must have had a lot of faith in your skill, huh, carrier boy?
So, Metal Gear's armed with a new type of nuclear warhead, huh?
Look, you can't give them shit for just outright asking. They were actively talking about their plans and problems in front of him like 2 minutes ago.
Why don't you go ask Campbell for the full story?
The Colonel?
Yeah, that fucking figures.
Snake.
After a few cryptic questions about the optical disc Snake got from Baker, Ocelot reveals that Meryl isn't dead yet, but makes it clear that her life depends on your answers to his questions. But the joke's on you, Ocelot. Snake's a fucking idiot who's the last to know about everything. Card key? Trick? Sorry, Ocelot, you're just gonna have to speak slower. Snake's having trouble understanding you while he isn't wearing a shirt.
We're going to play a game, Snake, and we'll find out what kind of man you really are. When the pain becomes too great to bear, just give up and your suffering will end. But if you do, the girl's life is mine.
That on its own would have been enough explanation, I think, especially since the following segment has the button prompts on screen as part of the UI. It's actually all very clearly communicated, telling the player what they need to do without really getting in the way of, well... Keeping up the Foxhound tradition of fourth wall breaking, however, Ocelot stops to explain the controls as the player would understand them, but to Snake.
It's been a long time. Press the circle button repeatedly to regain since you save your game. Press the select button to submit. When your life reaches 0, there are no continues, my friend. The game is over.
I don't know if this is a psychological aspect of the torture that he's going for, but Snake has got to be wondering, like, what the fuck right about now. As the old bastard will tell you, you can give in by pressing select, or you can tap circle to restore your life while you're being shocked, and by tap circle, he means repeatedly smashing the shit out of it.
Don't even think about using auto fire, or I'll know.
He doesn't know as far as I can tell. Nothing happens if you use it, he's full of shit. But that's not what we're doing for this, don't worry, we're getting there.
Snake, it's been a long time since you saved your game.
Yeah? So what?
If your body can't survive the torture, it'll be game over.
He continues on like this if you haven't saved your game, saying you should just give up rather than having to start over. That's not a joke. If you die at this point, you'll be forced to reload your save rather than just continue, and if you don't have a save, then cry, I guess.
Ocelot. Did it again. Sorry, boss.
Ocelot, what exactly are you going to be doing with me?
I'm going to run a high-voltage electric current through your body. If it's just for a short time, it won't kill you.
But I never heard that before.
How did you like that? Shall we go again?
Ocelot doesn't go too hard at first, he wants this to last. So after a few short rounds, he takes a break to monologue a bit about how you're as strong as Liquid, who's so great he flew a Hind D to bring down 2 fighter jets that outclassed him by several generations. How the Les Enfants Terribles project wasn't... Wait, what's that?
He is the one man who could make my dream into a reality.
No, I could really do without those details about your weird sexual fantasies, actually. What was the other thing you said just now? You were saying something and then you just kind of dipped off into French. Are you having a stroke while you're torturing me? Not that kind. Anyway, he says he's done with Snake for now. Snake needs a break or the continuous torture will just straight up Dandison him. So Snake's dragged off to a cell and hey, look, it's Dandison. Oh. That's a corpse.
The DARPA chief? What a stench.
You know, this isn't very sanitary. So, some real quick, very brief research on this, because an extended series of Google searches about the stages of bodily decomposition is probably the actionable one that'll get me. The body enters the first stages of decomposition immediately after death, lasting anywhere from 24 to 72 hours before progressing into the next stage of bloating, which, I mean, the graphics make it hard to tell, but I'll assume that hasn't happened yet. The details on exactly when Foxdank took over the facility and how long after they killed the DARPA chief aren't exactly clear, so let's just say it's probably somewhere in the latter third of that time frame for the first decomposition stage, which would be enough that it'll create the kind of stench that Snake is seeing here, or smelling, I guess. That being said, we're also in the middle of Alaska in February, where the average temperature rarely climbs above 5 degrees Celsius on a warm day, which means the decomposition of the body should have been significantly slowed down. Furthermore, while there are a few species of maggot found in Alaska, they tend to pupate on plants or roots, and not usually on animals or people. Again, brief research, but I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me. Post in my fucking comments and engage, shitheels. This is also a militarized base where there's enough sealing, layers, and general hostility to insect life that there probably aren't a lot of maggots around. So with all that in mind, assuming this body has been dead for like a day and a half to 2 days, it shouldn't be anywhere near this state of decomposition yet, or crawling with grubs. The main takeaway point is that all this suggests that someone created the kind of conditions in which this could happen, and that the body would have been left in those conditions for at least a few days before it reached this point, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, Johnny's back to guard our cell and be a little bitch.
Damn, I caught a cold. That witch, she took my clothes.
And despite having all your shit taken off of you, your codec is still active, so I guess it's more of an implant than an insert. You just know that Ocelot would have checked in Snake's ears with his gross old weird fingers. Calling the Colonel, Snake gets right to it and tells him to stop playing dumb.
Why don't you stop playing dumb? I'm sorry about Meryl, but I want the lies to end now.
Campbell
Metal Gear was
tacitly,
designed
though,
to launch
doesn't
a new type of
directly admit
nuclear
that he knew
warhead,
that Rex was
wasn't it?
designed from the start to fire nuclear
knew it all
warheads.
along,
This,
didn't you?
again, is confounded by the fact that the Colonel also lied about knowing of Metal Gear's existence in the first place, and are you noticing a pattern here? What was in that needle? Snake wants to know how deep it goes, and the Colonel says that, at least as of yesterday, the President wasn't aware of Rex. Which, I'm just saying, that sounds like Colonel talk for, but he knows now.
Need to know basis, is that the idea?
Yes, because world politics is actually just a game of pretend and is played by convincing the other players that even though this thing happened under your watch, you didn't know about it, and the loser is determined by whoever takes the blame for it. What, did you think that was a joke? The distinction is kind of important here because the US and Russian presidents are due to sign the START 3 Accords the day after this mission. That presents its own problems because START 2 hasn't even been ratified by the US yet, or dealt with the requirements of that treaty. For those that aren't aware, the START Accords were a series of treaties between the US and the Soviet Union, later the Russian Federation, that specifically aimed to reduce the number of nuclear arms between them and limit their use and production. START 2 began in 1992, but due to this treaty would still be languishing in the year 2000. Fun fact, when Campbell says that the US hadn't ratified the START 2 Accords yet, in reality, they never would, and the START 2 Accords would never come into effect. And people wonder why I prefer to focus all my attention on video games. This is probably why the attack occurred now, since if it went public, it would expose the US's
dark little secret,
which is just added pressure on top of everything else. As some of the coolest lines in this game will tell you,
This has to do with the president's reputation and America's place as the dominant superpower.
So patriotism is your excuse for circumventing the Constitution?
Please, Snake, just stop them.
Why should I?
Because you're the only one who can.
absolutely baller. Snake says if the situation is as dire as Campbell says, then why doesn't the government just give in to the terrorist demands and give them Big Boss's remains? Naomi interjects that, publicly, the US president has been vocally opposed to eugenics, and so the existence of the NGSF presents yet another opportunity for the public to find out he's a massive hypocrite.
We don't want the existence of the Genome Army to go public.
And that's the only reason? Huh. Hell with you.
I'm sorry.
Snake finally mentions the DARPA chief is dead in the cell with him, and that he looks and smells like he's been dead for a while, even mentioning that his blood has been drained. Naomi boldly suggests that this was done to slow down decomposition, and, you know, that might not even be the stupidest thing that'll be said during this conversation. But I mean, it might be up there, because I mean, look at him, just fucking look. Snake and Naomi go around in circles about something they might be looking for. The Colonel asks if they got the chief's codes out of him, but at no point does Snake lay out what he's actually heard and knows. You know, about what he heard in Mantis's vision about them not having the codes, and how Ocelot accidentally killed the chief, and how Octopus died the same way as Baker, which means that what he was told by the DARPA chief about having talked was probably a lie since they clearly weren't the DARPA chief. I mean, this is his support team, who have access to all of Foxhound's intel files. And even without Snake giving them some pretty vital information, there are some glaring points here that could only be explained by the fact that it's Decoy Octopus. The draining blood thing is right there in his profile. You don't think it's weird that we haven't seen him so far this entire mission, but then suddenly a bloodless Danderson, who's clearly been dead for a while, just shows up even though I only spoke to him a few hours ago? I thought these games were supposed to get smarter as time went on. With Campbell asking for alternative means of shutting down the nukes, Snake brings up the PAL keys and the emergency override system.
And where are those keys?
I've got one of them. I don't know where the other two are. Besides, I'm locked up here.
We've got no choice. Forget about the keys. Your top priority now is to destroy Metal Gear itself.
Cool, yeah, I'm sure that decision and its lack of supporting logic has nothing to do with that stuff you were saying before about the patriotism and reputation and stuff. There wasn't really a good choice in this situation, but of the shitty choices available, that's probably the shittiest for reasons I can't explain right now.
Sorry to have to lay it all in your lap, but you're all I've got. Bust out of there and get to the communications tower. Also,
What?
I know it's asking a lot.
Meryl, right?
Yeah.
I'll save her.
We'll get to that. So we're kicking around in the cell for a while, and there are some ways you can pass the time.
Shut up! Shut up in there, will ya?
If you call Master at this point, he'll give you a few pieces of advice about how to survive a prisoner of war/interrogation situation. First, saying that a soldier, when captured, should only give up the big four.
That's name, rank, serial number, and date of birth.
You have a feeling that we're already way past that point before I even made it into the torture room. He also tells Snake what kind of attitude he should maintain during an interrogation.
Don't say anything to tease or anger the person torturing you. If you make him mad, it'll be that much worse for you.
Too bad I was sleeping alone.
Everyone is pretty much on the thoughts and prayers and try to escape groove train, but I'm not actually getting a whole lot of suggestions on how to do that from pretty much anyone. What I need is someone on the ground here. It's a risky long shot, but what about the psychotic ninja that wants to kill me? Yeah, I figures that wouldn't work. Let me see, what else? God damn it, I should just take a number out. Well, I guess that means it's time to call Otacon, since he's the only one still functional enough to get around.
Thanks to the stealth camouflage, that is.
I have a favor to ask. I need your help.
I was wondering when you'd ask. What should I do?
I've been captured. I'm locked up here in this cell.
What cell?
There's a big torture machine nearby.
Okay, I know it.
Alright, well, he's on his way, and there's not a whole lot to do in the meantime, so...
Shut up in there, will ya? Shut up! Shut up in there, will ya? Snake, it's showtime. Ocelot wants you. Shut up in there, will ya?
I fought wars in Afghanistan, Mozambique, Eritrea, and Chad. Among the Mujahideen guerrillas, I was known and feared as Shalashaska.
Yeah, we'll fucking get to that eventually.
I was trained by the Russian GRU.
Yeah, I'm not trying to read that. Given the timing of all this and his age, I'm going to assume that he's referring to the Soviet GRU, which was responsible for a lot of pretty bad shit. But this video is long enough without going into all of that, so in this case, as it pertains to Ocelot, they notably handled political and military intelligence from sources outside of the Soviet Union. And he's quick to clarify that...
I am not like one of those KGB slugs.
Yeah, okay, except weren't you in the KGB?
Agency, which was formerly a part of the KGB.
To me, this isn't torture. It's a sport.
You're all just a bunch of sadists.
Wait, you're only just working this out now?
We live in a sad age. Imperialism, totalitarianism, perestroika. 20th century Russia has had its share of problems, but at least they had an ideology. Russia today has nothing.
While shooting the shit about the downfall of Russia, Ocelot informs Snake that Liquid has a contact in the head of the Spetsnaz, who plans on buying Metal Gear, and that the Hind D was a down payment. That better be like one of 100 Hind Ds on the way, because I feel that even that would be a poor bargain for an experimental nuke platform.
So you're in this for money?
I don't need money. I want Russia to be reborn, to lead a brave new world order.
Again, just incredible the complete lack of fucks Foxhound gives about potential security breaches. It almost mirrors the thinking of real-world politics entities in Russia. Hey, how are things going for Russia in 2023? Oof. Things do not get better for you. Back in the cell, Otacon, where the fuck are you?
I'm headed your way now. Can't you just relax?
I am relaxed. I just don't know how to kill time here.
You okay, Snake?
Snake says his arm hurts.
Poor Snake.
And Naomi says she'll increase the level of painkillers in his blood, which is not only a thing she can do remotely, but she can do it with such control as to disclude particular chemicals from being included in the mix, while still presumably having them in there somewhere. Specifically, Snake wants her to leave out the Benzedrine because it
makes me too frisky.
I guess you're not feeling too bad after all.
Did he just say that Benzedrine makes him horny? Anyway, I assume that she's able to do this because of the memes. She also employs the Mantis method of breaking the fourth wall with the controller vibration, as demonstrated by the editor.
Don't worry, it'll feel good.
Huh?
Okay, here I go. How does that feel, Snake? A little better?
To distract him from the pain, Snake gets Naomi talking about her life, because what else is there to talk about when most potential discussion topics are need to know?
Any family?
That's not a happy topic for me.
I don't have any family.
Yeah, we know this already, Snake, you whiny
No. Wait. There was a man who said he was my father.
He said he's your what now?
Where is he?
Dead. By my own hand.
Big Boss.
Fucking what?
So, is it true? Was Big Boss really your father?
That's what he said. That's all I know.
So if, like me, Metal Gear Solid was your first Metal Gear game, then this wouldn't have meant a lot to you at the time. It certainly didn't to me. Who the fuck even was Big Boss, you know? This was some Star Wars Episode 4 shit. There were some pieces of lore you just had to accept as given. But knowing what we know now, this means that Operation N313 is now characterized not just by the betrayal of a commanding officer, but by his own father. It also means he's had to kill his father twice, at least by his own reckoning, so yeah, the PTSD fits, I guess. The Colonel probably knew all of this, and likely also didn't care because he pulled Snake out of his retirement because, as has already been established so many times, the Colonel is a massive asshole who keeps on hiding things from Snake. God, this just makes the favoritism with Gray Fox sting even more, huh?
And you were able to kill him, knowing that?
Yep.
How?
He wanted it. Besides, some people just need killing.
That's patricide.
Yep.
Snake confirms that, yeah, this was pretty traumatic, patricide being the thing that he and Mantis shared, though that might have actually had more to do with the fire thing than anything else. All this pushes Naomi to similarly open up about her past, how she had no family, just a non-blood related older brother who put her through school. He's dead, of course, because there just seems to be a tragedy quota you have to meet before you can be a character in this game.
I'm sorry.
Snake, is there a woman in your life?
After you've been through as many wars as me, it's hard to trust anyone.
Friends?
Roy Campbell.
You're still calling me friend?
He really shouldn't be, though.
Is that it?
No. There was another. Frank Yeager.
What?
Oh, don't worry, he's not talking about being friends in the way that normal people do. Snake says it's because he learned a lot from him, which, given his field of work, I assume just means Gray Fox taught Snake how to kill people real good. Fuck, what did Campbell do to be called friend then? And yeah, Snake and Gray Fox fought to the bitter end in Zanzibar land, first with Gray Fox trying to stomp Snake with a mech, and ending with Snake beating Gray Fox to death with his bare hands. As Snake himself will tell you though,
But it was nothing personal, we were just professionals on opposite sides, that's all.
And you still call yourself friends?
Hard to believe. War is no reason to end a friendship.
That's insane.
no. That's Metal Gear. See, because Snake was apparently Big Boss's own flesh and blood son, yet it was Gray Fox who was Big Boss's most trusted lieutenant, because those two shared more on the battlefield. Snake even says that he and Gray Fox met on a battlefield for the first time during Operation N313, which means that for a significant period of time, Snake was training under Big Boss but was never introduced to the man whom Big Boss actually regarded as more of a son. Jesus.
He was being held a prisoner of outer heaven, but he didn't look like a prisoner to me.
That's because he wasn't, Snake. Wake up!
You knew him well?
No. We never talked about our personal lives. Sort of an unwritten rule.
Yeah, what aren't you getting about this, Naomi? It's just two soldier guys in a platonic, mutually appreciative bond about soldiering where they can't share anything about their personal lives because of the pressures around them from the military. Snake then goes and puts his foot in it by saying that when they next saw each other, it was as enemies, reinforcing the professional soldiers just doing their job angle. Until...
But we were just two soldiers doing our jobs. It's like a sport.
Men in their games. You're like wild animals.
You're right. We are animals.
Nah, that doesn't make it better, Snake. If you'd owned up to that from the outset and just said, I kill for the sport of it because I'm so out of touch with my humanity that animal is an accurate description, then you'd still be kind of a piece of shit, but at least you'd be believable that you've embraced it. But you started with the noble soldier bullshit first. This isn't you owning anything, this is just the mask slipping.
So if you were friends, then how do you explain the ninja's behavior?
I don't know.
Naomi has a little outburst about your genes and how
They make you predisposed towards violence.
which serves as a segue into the reasons that Naomi got into genetic research in the first place, because this entire conversation is an emotional roller coaster. It allowed her to gloss over the shade that she just threw at you for being Big Boss's son as well. I mean, that's the reason, right? There's nothing else that this could mean? The reason Naomi got into studying genetics, she says, was because she didn't know about her family or history, and wanted a way to connect with those.
Memory is stored in DNA?
We're not sure, but we know that a person's genetic fate is determined just by the sequence of the 4 bases in their DNA.
So what about my fate? You know my DNA sequence, don't you?
Your fate? I'm sorry, I have no idea.
I don't like that hesitation, Naomi.
Of course not. You're a scientist, not a fortune teller.
Why do you keep pausing like that, Naomi? Naomi? What was in that syringe? So off the codec and waiting for Otacon to show up, our friend Johnny gives birth to a new meme right outside our cell. Meaning he gets massive stomach cramps and has to immediately flee the room to take what I can only assume is a monster shit. And while he's gone, Otacon finally gets here.
Hey, I'm here.
Where?
It's me.
Otacon.
Wow, they even captured you.
Which Snake immediately responds to by grabbing Otacon and banging him against the door. No, not like that.
Let me go, that hurt.
Come on, Snake, give him a chance to actually rescue you before you kill him.
Hurry up. Is that how you ask a guy a favor?
You were trying to kill him, right?
Let me go. Jeez, it's like an animal's cage. Oh, what a smell.
Look, I've had no bathroom breaks and there's no toilet in here, though there is already a designated corner, I guess.
Because of him.
Yeah, it's the DARPA chief.
You don't hurry up and get me out of here, I'll be laying next to him.
Those bastards.
Otacon tells you that the door won't open with a standard security key. It's a physical lock and requires a physical key, which the guards are probably carrying. And that sort of makes sense, I guess. You know, this is, after all, where prisoners are kept. You want security to be tight and protected from easy interference. It also tracks with the cells that the DARPA chief and Meryl were being kept in at the start, which, if you'll remember, were also opened with what sounded like physical keys. Since Otacon can't actually do anything to help, Snake rightly asks what he's even doing here, and then...
I thought you might be hungry. If you need more food, I can bring some more later.
Can we go back to strangling him through the door now? He also gives you a level 6 security card and a handkerchief from Sniper Wolf.
What's this?
It's a handkerchief. I got it from Sniper Wolf.
Why?
I don't know why, but she's nice to me.
Sounds like Stockholm Syndrome to me.
I don't trust that Snake actually knows enough about what he's saying to really make that assessment. At the very least, I don't think she intends to kill Otacon. She does much weirder shit for that. Also, better question, why are you giving this to me, dude? Otacon says that he was taking care of the dogs when the terrorists took over, and that they were gonna shoot all the dogs, which is actually pretty fucked up, really. I mean, would it really have served any kind of purpose? It was probably Liquid's idea. He seems like the kind that would have tortured and or killed animals when he was a kid. But Sniper Wolf stopped them from doing that because she likes dogs, and in Otacon's eyes, that makes her a good person because, as established, Otacon's a naive idiot.
Please don't hurt her.
Wake up, you idiot. She's the one who shot Meryl.
Yeah, also, she's made it pretty clear that she's gunning for me, dude, and I'm not trying to cock-block you or anything, but I'm also not dying for a slim chance of fulfillment of your incel fantasies. Whether because he's upset that Snake is trying to murder his crush or because he really is that ineffectual, Otacon pulls back and says that's all he can do. Are you fucking serious, my dude? I've gone 2 rounds of torture waiting for your dumb ass so you can put some sauce on a ration for me and pout over Sniper Wolf?
Come on, I'm trying my best.
He refuses to take out Johnny too, which I mean, come on, it's Johnny. And the dude's currently incapacitated by diarrhea. He's not exactly a threat. This place is fucking lousy with guns. I found so many on my way through here. Just go grab one and put a bullet in the dude while he's on the John.
Oh, kinda damn cold. I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built alright.
And in the time that Otacon was whining when he could have been troubleshooting, Johnny recovers and starts coming back, so Otacon books it.
See you later.
Wait.
Son of a fucking bitch. Right, that's it. He was my last bet and he's abandoned me. It's up to Snake to figure out how to escape from this cell using nothing but his wits and the few items that Otacon gave me. Well, that was easy. Ooh. Picking up his stuff, Snake does a little quick change performance behind the torture machine where we can't see the model being swapped, and then we need to deal with the gun cam, and I guess the NGSF maintenance crews work fast because you'll be seeing a lot of these from this point forward, even in areas where we've been through already, and chaff grenades, fucking what? Turns out we're all the way back at the holding cells area from the start of the game, which means that when we were talking to Decoy Danderson a few hours ago, the corpse of the actual Danderson was just a couple of rooms away.
They plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
Moving on, if you remember, we'd actually gotten as far as the end of Sniper Alley before we were accosted and dragged back to the holding cells. So if you think we have to go all the way back there... Oh yeah, and once you get back to the caves, if you equip the handkerchief that Otacon gave you, the dogs won't attack, but instead shower you with love. Anyway, moving on, Snake reaches the bloodstains that mark the location where Meryl was shot down and immediately starts having a flashback to that moment. Presumably because they've noticed that Snake has stopped advancing, the Colonel calls to assuage Snake's feelings about not being able to protect Meryl.
Listen to me.
I wasn't able to protect her.
Snake, she's a soldier. She knows that prisoners are a part of war. She joined up of her own free will. I'm sure she was prepared for this.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Meryl was 18. She didn't know a goddamn thing. Do you know how horrific a prisoner of war situation can be in the wrong hands? And let me fucking tell you, Foxhound hired some very wrong hands. Oh, hang on, wait. Snake says it was because she thought it'd be bringing her closer to her dead dad.
She said that?
Snake laments that she wasn't ready for combat, that he pushed her too hard.
It's all my fault.
Look, my guy, you've not exactly been the best actor in all this, but she has been through the absolute fucking ringer this mission, and only a small portion of that was your fault.
It's not like you, Snake.
Master, what is it?
Sorry for eavesdropping, but I just couldn't listen anymore.
Master.
Snake, you can have regrets if you want to. It's only natural. But you can't keep attacking yourself for things that happened in the past. That road leads to madness. Believe me.
He's right. Don't kick yourself. It doesn't suit a legend like you. I'm sure Meryl's just fine.
Snake, forget about Meryl. Stop Liquid. That's what Meryl would want too.
You're right.
Snake, leave me and run.
Meryl would say the same thing.
Naomi starts fishing for Snake to say he has feelings for Meryl when it veers off into a discussion about her background again, because I guess that's just how we do it around here. Specifically, Campbell says how something about genetics reminds him of Naomi's grandfather, who climbed the bureaucratic ladder as high as assistant secretary to Hoover himself.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes, he was Japanese, and he became a special undercover investigator to nab the Mafia.
When was that?
Oh, sometime in the 50s, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually very impressive, considering he probably would have been in an internment camp only a few years before, and Master clearly knows something is wrong.
Where?
New York, I think.
Naomi, I thought you didn't have any family.
Well, I researched it after I became an adult.
A reasonable explanation, if it hadn't been stammered out like that before quickly ending the conversation. Yeah, of course. I mean, all of Foxhound's operatives are shady as fuck. Why wouldn't its chief medical officer be as well? Finally, once Snake's done feeling sorry for himself, at least for the moment, you reach the other end of the hole, and suddenly...
Snake, there's a bomb planted in your items. Hurry, throw it away!
Who the hell are you? One of them?
You'll find out soon enough.
But the mysterious stranger is right. You need to open your item menu, find the bomb, and throw it away before it explodes, because I'm pretty sure it'll kill you instantly. And man, all of this, it just feels... So we're running down a long hallway, and there's a bunch of ammo just laying out for you. Lots of ammo and refills, which usually means some shit is coming, but of course you know some shit is coming, because there's a camera you couldn't have seen that's pointed right at the door where there's some stun grenades and rope. Well, hey, come on, things aren't that bad yet. But it sets off the alert, and some guys come racing down. This feels like a scripted sequence, so I'm fine with using the rifle to just mow them down. And you know, there's some more ammo down here as well, which is good, because there's a lot of these guys, and they just keep coming and coming. Run. Just run. There's no end to these guys, I checked. Maybe I just should run? I just gotta keep running. And shooting?
Snake, I totally forgot. That door's frozen shut, cold outside. Used C4 on the outside. Impossible. But 2 walkways connect Tower B. The other on the roof.
Otacon, I'm up on the roof.
That was a pretty fast climb.
I wanted to go slowly, but someone there forced me to move faster.
Oh. Well, you can relax, because there's an elevator in Tower B. That walkway will take you to Tower B.
Whew. I made it to the roof.
You must be exhausted, Snake.
It was no big deal.
Snake, I'm monitoring you closely. Your heart rate is elevated and your breathing is shallow.
What's the matter, Snake? You out of shape from all that dog mushing?
Okay, this is the roof, and I assume that's the communications tower. I mean, it's got the big dish, right? What else would it be? And Otacon said there was a walkway here, which I think is what that is, so... Well, fuck it. I guess they didn't need that thing, whatever it is.
Damn.
Hey! I'm afraid I can't let you get past here.
Liquid.
You're not going any farther. Die!
And all I've got right now are the dick missiles, which isn't doing shit to a fucking attack helicopter.
It's a long way down. I had a rope.
Oh fuck, no, Snake, not like that.
What are you going to do? Take on a hind with your bare hands?
No, I shouldn't.
Here's how to repel.
Fuck, no, stop, go away. What? Oh, what the fuck is this? None of this is helping.
Snake, about Meryl.
No, no. Stop it. Stop it. Stop taunting me. Okay, I gotta get down. I gotta get down and I gotta get the rations. Then pull out the rifle and blow these dudes' heads off. It's fine. We're nearly there. Oh, no. Yay. Hey, I bet this'll even the odds. Get down.
Damn.
It's like 10 feet, if that, Snake. You could lower yourself down and easily drop half of that. You survived being run over by a fucking tank before. Come on! Idiot! Wait. What was that? What the fuck was that?
Don't shoot! It's me, don't shoot! It's me, Snake!
Otacon, how'd you get here?
Well, it wasn't as dramatic as your entrance, believe me. I'm afraid of heights.
You were watching?
Yeah, I was watching. Yeah.
Alright, so Otacon tells you that he got here by hiding in the back of one of the soldiers' trucks as it drove over here. You know, because of the stealth camouflage. It also means, however, that there's a fucking road that comes straight here, which doesn't involve dealing with wolves and snipers and psychic freaks and being tortured or chased by fucking attack helicopters. Otacon, you fucking dickhead! Do you know how good I am at getting driven around bases in the back of random trucks? Shoot him and take the stealth camouflage, Snake! So yeah, he says he got here in the elevator, which is weird because I guess he's the reason it wasn't working before, I suppose, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He also forgets how to talk to normal people for a minute and likens Snake to an action hero.
No, you're wrong. In the movies, the hero always saves the girl.
You mean Meryl? Sorry. Forget I said anything. Snake, there's something I've really got to ask you. It's why I followed you up this far. Have you ever loved someone?
Ugh, the fucking nerve of this guy. But wait for it.
That's what you came to ask?
No, I mean, I was wondering if even soldiers fall in love.
What are you trying to say?
This is
I
it.
want to ask you,
Here it comes.
do you think love can bloom, even on a battlefield?
Yeah, I do. I think at any time, any place, people can fall in love with each other. But if you love someone, you have to be able to protect them.
Save yourself.
I think so too.
I have a favor to ask.
Uh-oh.
Snake assures Otacon that he can remain a weak, powerless agent in this whole scenario. He just needs him to see if he can get the elevator moving. It's stuck partway down the shaft. And the stairs are busted, so we just need that elevator going. Otacon said he knew about the stairs before, was why he took the elevator up in the first place. So, did you beat me here and miss me somehow? Or did you get here in the last few seconds and the elevator just mysteriously moved on its own? Stop leaving out the details, Otacon. There are people actually trying to kill us. This shit is important.
Can you fix it?
It was working before. If it's the mechanism, leave it to me.
Then Snake does a callback.
I've got to go and swat a noisy fly.
And Otacon says he'll hold down the fort, by which he means he'll just fucking vanish at the first sign of danger.
Don't worry. If I do this, it doesn't matter. I just pretend like I'm not here, and then I'm not scared.
Okay, so it's time to go face down Liquid in the Hind D, which should be a fun time considering his prodigious skill with the damn thing. We're taking the stairs though, obviously, and... Fuck. Fuck. I can't use the penis rockets because they can't change elevation, and I need to conserve the Stinger missiles for the Hind D, so... Chaff grenades? Fucking... What?
Darkness and silence through the night.
So, the snake's finally come out of his home. Are you ready now, my brother?
Why are you calling me brother? Who the hell are you?
I'm you. I'm your shadow. What?
Yeah, what? That doesn't even make sense, buddy. Like, do snakes even have holes? Wait, no, I'm not Googling that.
Ask the father that you killed. I'll send you to hell to meet him.
Help. Help. I need help. Colonel? Colonel, something's wrong. I can feel it. Colonel, answer me, damn it!
Liquid means to bring this to an end now. He obviously planned this.
Your best chance is to hit him while he is circling.
Sorry, the elevator's not working yet. It's strange. I need a little more time.
Shove a Stinger missile up his butt. Do it for me, Snake. Maybe the broken elevator was all part of the trap.
Sorry, I need a little more time.
But there's one thing.
See you in hell, Liquid. That takes care of the cremation.
Who the hell are you talking to? Okay, it's fine. It's okay. We can just blow them up. We don't have to go through that again. It's fine. It's fine. It's over now. We just need to reach the elevator.
Snake, there's something I forgot to tell you before.
No.
What?
There were 5 stealth camouflage prototypes in my lab.
Yeah, so?
If you take out the one I'm wearing, that leaves 4.
Oh no, he's trying to make me do math. Also, why didn't you tell me about these earlier?
Yeah?
The 4 suits were missing. Also, about the elevator that I checked out, it's really strange. It was like someone was intentionally holding it.
Why didn't you tell me before I got in the elevator, Otacon?
That's another thing that bothered me about it. The warning went off, and I know I couldn't be over the limit.
How much do you weigh?
About 135.
Why is it taking so fucking long for you two to work the shit out, and why are we only working it out now?
Go over that limit.
Look out, Snake! The guys who stole my stealth prototypes are in there with you!
Too late, Snake. Now die!
Why does this keep happening? Purple snow. Can snow be purple? Like, is this a reference or something? Ooh! So, 5 steps into the snowfield. It's important for a sniper to take their target's iframes into account. So after tanking what I hope he would recognize by now as a sniper round to the... Wait, where did she hit him? Well, I mean, it probably wasn't his head. And instead of taking cover or doing literally anything to protect himself, he crouches down to call Otacon about the stealth camouflage.
Snake, are you okay?
Otacon, were there any other stealth prototypes?
No, there were only 5.
So, this isn't stealth camouflage then?
Look, Snake, it's a fair question, but can you do it literally anywhere but the spot you were just shot? Otacon immediately figures out it's Wolf, but his thirst betrays him.
It's her!
Wolf? Sniper Wolf?
Yes, it's her. It's definitely her.
Otacon, you sound like you're happy.
No, I'm not.
So Otacon, in his misguided lust,
then
petitions
what is
Snake
it?
not to kill Wolf, and Snake takes the time to listen, of course, even though...
Are you insane? Please. She's a good person. You'd know that if you talked to her.
Listen to me, kid. She's a merciless killer.
Presumably this is because Otacon thinks there's some possible chance that she's capable of human feelings somewhere deep down under the very, very obvious damage that she's carrying. But dude, come on. Did you not see that she fucking cut me as a calling card? I know she's pretty, but she's possibly even more fucked up than Mantis. Even if there were a chance, don't put your dick in that.
I can see you perfectly from here.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing, Snake? What is this tactic of exactly zero self-preservation?
I told you, I'd never quit the hunt. Now you're mine.
Wolf, no, you can't.
Don't get between a wolf and its prey.
I mean, yeah, come on, man. You're third wheeling in a sniper fight, and that's a whole weird new level of awkward, especially since, you know, she's being all wolf about it.
Women naturally make better soldiers. Snake,
Wolf, don't
I'm
do
near.
this.
Can't you sense me near you? Well, I'm going to send you a love letter,
Wolf,
my dear.
No,
It's a mistake for a sniper to reveal her location.
Is that right?
Now I'm gonna pay you back
Wolf,
for Meryl.
don't do this.
You men are so weak. You can never finish what you start.
Please, Wolf. Snake, no!
Quiet! Don't get in our way.
She's a good person.
It's the same thing as before, except now out in the snowfield, while a blizzard is... well, I mean, is this a blizzard? I guess it's a PS1's idea of a blizzard. Although, is the snow supposed to be purple? Rather than a straight walkway with only a few pillars to protect her, now there's a bunch of trenches and stuff blocking your line of sight for most of it. And when she runs behind them, there's a good chance you're just gonna lose track of her entirely. I just hate this whole fucking area, you know? If you call Campbell, he'll tell you...
It's Sniper Wolf. You can only shoot at her with your PSG-1.
Okay, cool. Otacon, where's the ammo for that?
Otacon, where can I find ammo for the PSG-1?
I can't tell you.
Fucking excuse me? Oh, you treacherous little fuckboy. So if you call Miller, he just starts spewing facts about sniper rifles and SWAT training or something. And aside from remarking on how Sniper Wolf is creepily horny for you, Nastasha otherwise just repeats everything she said during the first Wolf fight. Aside from that, no one actually has anything to say about Sniper Wolf. Like I said, the game doesn't really give a shit about her. Look, if you call Otacon back, he doesn't even say anything.
The longest a shooter can stay adequately focused on his target is 15 minutes. After 15 minutes...
I don't even know what else to say. It's just a more annoying version of the first fight.
I waited for this moment. I am a sniper. Waiting is my job.
Yeah, I know, Wolf. I'm sorry that they only gave you Sexy Sniper as a personality. It takes a while before she says anything of consequence, but then...
I am a Kurd. I have always dreamed of a peaceful place like this.
A Kurd. So that's why you're called Wolf.
Nope, I don't. I'm not doing that. I don't care. It's too complicated and I don't care. She never comes up again, okay? No, fuck it. She's less consequential than Diane. It could have been a gun camera that shot Meryl for all the impact Wolf has as a character. She's a weirdly sexualized plot device. She doesn't matter. Let's move on. She talks about the kind of haunting trauma that Mantis thinks he dealt with, only she funneled her experiences into becoming a professional, I guess.
Gunfire, sirens, and screams. They were my lullabies. Hunted like dogs, day after day, driven from our ragged shelters. Each morning I'd wake up and find a few more of my family or friends dead beside me. I'd stare at the morning sun and pray to make it through the day. The governments of the world turned a blind eye to our misery.
As is tradition.
But then, he appeared. My hero. Saladin. He took me away from all that.
Saladin. You mean Big Boss?
Oh, well, that explains it, kind of. I mean, I have no idea exactly when this would have been. I'll have to consult the files later, we'll get to that. But Big Boss being the one to save her tracks, for sure. She spent all this time talking about the horror of living through war as a child, then as a sniper seeing its atrocities from a distance, and how she joined Foxhound, or maybe just the sons of Big Boss after Revolution. Again, the game doesn't care enough to clarify, but she did it for revenge, basically.
I joined this group of revolutionaries to take my revenge on the world.
So her horrified reaction to the overwhelming capacity for violence in humanity didn't really actually mean much, and that's the kind of hypocrisy I can see Big Boss teaching, absolutely.
But I have shamed myself and my people. I am no longer the wolf I was born to be. In the name of vengeance, I sold my body and my soul.
How? For what? What were you getting out of this? Why would nuking people or putting large portions of it under nuclear threat soothe your soul? I mean, I can totally see why you fell in with this group, but what the fuck is wrong with you? Snake, of course, romanticizes the person who just tried to kill him because Snake is a broken person with broken feelings, in case the game hasn't made that clear by now.
You're different. Untamed. Solitary. You're no dog. You're a wolf.
And Wolf in her dying delirium mistakes you for Big Boss, which, oof, yeah, well, not quite, but we're getting there.
Wolf. You spared Meryl's life.
She was never my real target. I don't kill for sport. I finally understand. I wasn't waiting to kill people. I was waiting for someone to kill me. A man like you. You're a hero. Please, set me free.
But wait, here comes Otacon to freak out over this.
Why? Why? I loved you.
Dude, were you just listening to any of that? So Otacon brings a gun to her like the simp that he is, and when some nearby wolves start howling, that's the moment that's dramatic for a mercy shot to be taken.
Everyone's here now.
And I mean, look, for all the shit that I've been giving him this whole time, this is probably pretty traumatic for the poor boy. Childlike crush or not, this is probably new territory for him, and it's ending with one more bullet on top of the many I already fired into his heart's desire.
Goodbye.
Things do not get better for you.
Snake, you said that love could bloom on the battlefield. But I couldn't save her. What are you doing?
Returning it to its owner. I don't need a handkerchief.
Why?
I don't have any more tears to shed.
Snake says they're out of time and that he's heading to the underground base where Metal Gear is being kept, before just dumping Otacon right here.
You'll have to protect yourself now. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
If I can't stop Metal Gear, this whole place will probably be bombed to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt Snake on this. NATO did it once for some backwater little base in South Africa just to cover up the existence of the mech. Do you really think they'll just leave Rex practically on Russia's doorstep? Fuck it, maybe just start running now.
We might not meet again.
I'll hang on to my codec. I want to keep helping.
You can leave anytime. Get a head start. A head start on your new life.
Take the fucking hint, Otacon.
Snake!
Fucking Christ, all the time with this guy.
What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll be searching too.
Fine, just do it away from me. Yeah, but then I need to, like, use those. I don't even know what kind of extra content people would want out of a subscription for something like this. It's just a virtual hat for people to throw their real money dollars into for the guy performing on the internet streets. Oh, that's to provide an air of legitimacy in my attempts to get close to actual celebrities like David Hayter or Z-list YouTube celebrities like Civi. What? Of course I do. That's part of the grift. Throw your precious minutes and money away, parasocial audience. Support the channel. Sweatshops are expensive.